Lenny laughed. Even though he was an ex-lawyer, that didn't mean he didn't see the law everywhere.
"Oh, dear," his wife Tess tapped him on the arm. "You shouldn't tease Doreen. You were mentioning this morning how much you loved the warmth."
True.
Lenny nodded.
I don't think any of us can abide being cold anymore.
You wouldn't consider making socks, would you? Phil asked Doreen. She held up her needles.
"Let me figure out the hats first, and then I'll get right into making you all some socks."
Maggie arrived with a plate of mixed cookies for their snack, and her second-in-command, Daphne, brought a large pot of tea and cups. "Now," Maggie said, "just because it's winter and we need extra padding to keep us warm, it doesn't mean we have to eat everything put in front of us."
"Then you shouldn't offer cookies we can't refuse,"
Lenny said as he reached for a shortbread.
"And leave the chocolate chip for Ellie,"
Ruth reminded them all. "Gosh, Ruth," Ellie shook her head. "There's more than enough for everyone." "You think we're not aware of your chocolate addiction?" Phil asked.
"It's not an addiction," Ellie said. "It's an admiration."
"Admiration that goes straight to your—" Norma said.
"Norma!"
Shirley aimed a finger at her.
"That's enough of that. Ellie is in perfect shape, and don't be the first to throw stones and all that. You'll give the girl a complex."
Once they all had their cups of tea and cookies in front of them, Doreen put her knitting away. This was not a normal occurrence. Even during meetings, Doreen always had her needles on her lap, whether for a few quick stitches during a genealogy lesson or to finish entire rows of her newest creation. And everyone noticed this.
"So,"
Doreen fiddled with her cookie, bits falling to her plate,
"I have some news, and I don't want anyone to get upset."
"Well, that sets the tone right and proper, doesn't it?"
Shirley said, at attention for whatever came their way. She did not appreciate her routine being changed, but it was something she was working on.
"When I went out to visit my daughter in British Columbia in September, we did some talking, and I'll be moving out there to live with her tomorrow."
There was stunned silence, and then an uproar of noise as they all started talking at the same time.
"What are you talking about?"
Shirley asked, her head shaking back and forth as if not understanding the words Doreen had said.
"But tomorrow?"
Ellie asked. "Why didn't you tell us before?"
"This will never do," Phil muttered. "You can't expect us to."
Doreen held up a hand.
Wait, please."
She waited for them to calm down, though they all seemed shell-shocked.
"I didn't want to tell anyone for this exact reason. It's going to be hard enough to leave you all, but having everyone live with that for a few months before I actually left would have been intolerable."
"But had we known,"
Shirley sputtered.
"Nothing would have changed except we'd all be sad for a longer time."
Doreen smiled at her, hoping to take the sting out of her announcement. Shirley jumped from her seat and hurried over to Doreen, taking her in her arms and hugging her. The hug lasted longer than expected, and Doreen's eyes opened with surprise as she looked at the group over Shirley's shoulder.
There.
Doreen patted Shirley and gently pulled back. "I'm not dying, just moving." Shirley returned to her seat and sat with a thump.
"But you're moving across the country, and Canada is an enormous country, and we don't get to give you a going-away party."
"I wouldn't have wanted that," Doreen assured her. "But I dearly wanted this one last meeting with you, as if it was a normal day. Please. And I'm still making you all socks, and I'll send them when I'm done."